Hi everyone, and welcome back. Tom Slivick, the Superintendent of Amador City Schools, Dick Glock. We're going to move along fairly fast in this part. Why don't we move back to, we're going to be moving to the first, there's a lot of numbers. Are we seeing that one here? Alan will get to that. So we're probably moving about 2 down, Alan. Okay, so we've got that column of numbers, and I do believe, no, one more. Go ahead and move it one more out. Right there. Here we are. All right, now I was talking to Mr. Glock, and he was saying, if you look at this graph, you're going to start at 209. You have 317 students. That's at the far right. And if we bring this down into maybe the third from the end, which is today's year, 2014, we've got 284. So this is tracking those kindergartners.
Right.
And we've been losing them as the years go by, to whereas when we started off in 2009, we've actually lost 33 kindergartners
That's
that
right.
are, I don't
across
know.
the district from
Right.
all schools,
Okay.
right.
Right, but we're talking about those kindergartners are going to wind up in high school.
Very often they do get there. There's, as you know, some private schools in the county, and sometimes from grade to grade we have parents that move their children out, but they come back as ninth graders almost always.
Okay.
And from some of the private schools, of course we do have Mountain Oaks and Visions that are also options. The district is opening its own charter next year at Plymouth, Shenandoah Valley School, and so hopefully that type of school, independent study, etc., will provide a choice in the district that may be attractive. But yeah, that's you follow what's called the cohort from year to year, and
Okay.
So we do lose some population, and we don't know exactly where those students go. They come in and out, and sometimes it's just the number that comes in and out. The students, the number doesn't change because we have a replacement that moves in, so you don't notice it as much. But regardless, that's the type of study the district does to predict enrollment.
Okay, and of course you have to do that like any business would.
That's right.
If you want to hope to be able to stay open, notice where the growth's going and try to adjust for that.
Right.
And things like that. So if we go to the next slide, we're talking here, we have this broken down in the red and blue, and what is that indicating once again?
Okay, Amador County Office of Education, which includes opportunity classes as well as special ed, and then ACUSD, of course, the Unified District.
Okay, and let's move to the next slide. And this is the one that's showing now. The colors are blue is Amador, and I guess we didn't have any green, so we used the red for
Right.
Argonaut.
You're
okay?
right.
Okay, so these are showing declining numbers again. It seems like the most dramatic decline is projected for Argonaut High School.
Yes, and you know, one thing you could do to address that, of course, if you wanted to have 2 smaller schools, would be to move the boundaries.
Okay,
But and that's one of the things that our reconfiguration committee suggested. The issue with that gets to be, and interestingly, we had a student from Amador come last night, and remember, as you can see here, they're projected to have the higher enrollment for next year. They were saying, hey, some of the electives may not be present, and we want those there, and very often we do. In the elementary, we try not to have too many combination classrooms. In the high schools, we try to offer a full program at both comprehensive high schools. And that gets to be tough, and then you overstaff, which that's what the whole message is, Tom, is that we have had declining enrollment over a fairly long period of time. We have tried to ignore it. Now, we not only have tried, we have definitely ignored it, and there's been reduced resources with it, and consequently, we're starting to really pay the price for that, and we're going to have to adjust.
Okay.
So that's what brings up the whole conversation about, well, should we have one high school, one junior high, two 7-12s, stay the status quo, what should we do?
Okay. Now, for people who have just moved into the area, might not know, but I moved into the area 25 years ago, and we were having this conversation at that time. And if we go back, we could see that the population was pretty high. We probably lost how many students? Was it about 600? I don't want to throw a number up. I don't have it right here, but
the last 10 or 11 years, we've lost 800 students.
Okay. So, and if we combine the numbers here, let's just take today's year. We got 642, 531. Roughly, that's going to be a school close to, say, 1,200 students.
Yeah, it's not quite, but yeah.
If it was a single school,
Right.
which isn't exactly a super large school.
No, it's not. Not by any standards, actually.
Here in California,
Right.
but maybe close by. And of course, the reason for the conversation is, to a lot of people, this has been ongoing, and hey, they're going to try to combine the high schools for a long, long time. And there's a great spirit de corps for your high school, your alma mater, if
Right.
you would, and
Right.
and so that's playing into the problems when you say we're ignoring it. I would
Yeah,
think.
well,
Which schools are gonna be-
educationally,
Supplies.
and this is a credit, obviously, to all our employees, particularly the teachers, we've been very successful. I mean, academically, we were the last county in the state not to have a program improvement school. So, which required every student in your system to be at grade level. So academically, we've really done well, and we've been successful, so you try to support that financially.
Sure. Right.
But what we're showing is that we're reaching a point where we can't do that and still offer the kinds of classes that students want. And it was interesting, a student that spoke last night had been admitted to Harvard, Stanford, Berkeley, Johns Hopkins, a whole bunch of schools. So our students have been able to go out and
Right.
compete. And hopefully those who have wanted a vocational, and that's getting tougher. I mean, we don't have auto shop, we don't have a wood shop, we don't have some of the things that, and at the other end of the spectrum, not everybody's going to college, and our whole system is geared up to do just that. That's what the state required. Well, I think everybody's kind of coming to their senses, and we want vocational classes to balance out what we do for AP students and also special education students. The students in the middle, the 80% in the middle, need to have their needs met just a little better. So,
Well, you hear anecdotal stories all of the time, and some of them are closer to home because they're actually personal stories of coming out of college and not being able to
Right.
be hired, find a
right,
job.
exactly.
And so to prepare more, I can see you might want to come out and be a welder, be something that there are needs for. And clearly that, I believe, the nursing professions
Right.
and things like that. And we are addressing it here in Amador County. However, we do have the problem of the funds.
Right,
And
that's
that
exactly
plays
right.
in just for people. I had mentioned to you that when the school decided to become what is it that you are now? A
Unified School District.
Right.
Back in 1983.
Right. No, I'm talking about your home district. No, what? I'm sorry that I'm drawing the blank for it.
I'm not sure,
But the way that the state pays you.
Oh, you're talking about community funded, basic aid versus
Right.
average daily attendance. And that's another issue for us in that we kind of tried to stay out of that because it created a lot of grief, and we knew it might. We tried to stay out, and finally the county and we were able to agree on it. But now we're going out of basic aid, and we're going to lose $608,000 every year. And there is no effort on the part of the legislature to correct that. That's what's called the fair share.
Okay, we have about, looks like maybe a minute and a half. You want to wrap some of this up? Where is the school district and the committee that's working to find out, to offer advice? Where are they at? What's going to happen next time?
Well, we're at the initial beginning of the study by the board. I mean, like I say, the reconfiguration committee studied it for the last 10 months, and we really appreciate their efforts. And I think to honor their work, we need to kind of painstakingly...
Did they come up with recommendations?
Yes, they did.
What are they?
There were 4 recommendations, and one of them was to maintain the status quo, which obviously doesn't help us financially. 2 7-12 schools, 1 junior high, 1 high school. That are the options we're studying. Next time it'll be curriculum and instruction and transportation at the board level.
Okay, so a lot of brain work going on there.
Well, we hope so.
Okay, all right, and we're going to have you come back.
Okay, very good.
I know the whole community is interested in this. We're very interested in our children here, our young adults that are going through the school system. Thanks again, and thanks for staying with us here on TSPN. There's more to come after this break. You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.